Hey, my name is Jacob Lawthan in the class Speech Communication. My speech is on the importance of practicing social distancing and hygienic safety and just overall safeties in this virus time. My purpose is to inform the audience or you guys about the importance of practicing safe distancing and practicing overall good hygiene. I'm telling you how to stay safe in these times. And the way I feel is practicing safeties during the coronavirus can help limit the spread and basically just protect you and the people around you. Places that didn't practice the necessary precautions at the start of this global pandemic put people in jeopardy, to say the least. Not only is it the fact that people were stubborn to even listen to the national government, but that small and local businesses have no option to shut down. Most run off of limited cash flow, and so they have to keep running or else their business basically just shuts down. Today I would like to share with you some ways that you can be safe and help others be safe. The coronavirus has had an impact on everybody's everyday life, whether it is your schooling that goes online or businesses that only let in certain amount of people at a time. Since the coronavirus erupted in the US, I've kind of made it my duty to make my home environment and the environment around me a safer one. And I would like to share with you information about the coronavirus in general, how to practice good hygiene and what it does for everybody, how employers and employees can make work environments safer for everybody, and ways that the first responders like doctors can protect themselves better. First, let's look at general hygiene. Different ways to practice good hygiene can include washing your hands after doing things like coughing, sneezing, or being around people. You tend to want to avoid touching your face, and if you do touch your face, then make sure that you have washed your hands and wash your hands after. And you always want to wear a face mask when you're around people in the public, as the coronavirus is a respiratory disease and it gets worse the closer it is to your respiratory system. So when you wear a face mask, it covers your mouth and nose so that it can't get into your lungs. If you may be infected, there are still ways to keep yourself and others safe around you. If someone is infected, then it does better to wear a face mask than for somebody that is not infected. It also has much more value to stay at home if you're sick than to get coronavirus tests to tell you that you are sick, and waste resources and give the possibility for the corona to spread. Since some small businesses do not have the ability to close and they need to remain open, they should practice utmost care to keep their environment clean, as you don't want to have the responsibility of coronavirus being spread in your business area. And here's some ways or some reasons to keep the business environment clean. Ways to limit confrontation and contact between employees and consumers. Many fast food chains have closed off their lobby and run off the drive-through. This limits the amount of area touched by consumers, making the spread chance of corona less. Some businesses have also given out mandatory face masks and make it essential to wear gloves throughout your shift. Businesses also practice the element of, if you're sick, then please stay home. And they also make sure to record your temperature to make sure that you don't have a fever, as fevers are generally the number one sign of sickness. Society's view of essential traveling is a little off, as a month or so ago, businesses had smaller pool of consumers while the lockdown was in action, and that's because most people were hoarding their resources. But as soon as these stimulus checks hit, people have resources that they don't know what to do with. And in my experiences, I work at McDonald's in Rio Grande. In my experiences, since the stimulus check has hit, people are just rushing to spend it on whatever they can. Not only do people travel unnecessarily, but most may not even do the minimum amount to protect themselves and others from the corona. This can include not washing your hands or using hand sanitizer, not wearing a face mask, and some may not act cautiously when they have to cough or sneeze. That can include like coughing into your elbow or washing your hands after you sneeze. And since some people cannot practice the basic hygiene, or they get the corona, and then the responsibility goes over to the first responders to take care of them. Who are the first responders during the coronavirus outbreak? The main and most at-risk first responders are the police officers and the medical staff. They have to operate and watch over the people with coronavirus. These people are not the only first responders. They are the people who have to drive There are the people who have to drive victims to the hospital so that they may receive proper treatment, and firefighters who are continuing to do their duty for the community. How can the medical staff who are working around COVID cases stay as safe as possible? Well, first things first, please don't hoard face masks, hand sanitizers, or even Lysol wipes. These are all important items for the general community to stay safe, not just the hospital staff. Make sure to practice social distancing in the waiting rooms of the hospital so that the corona has less chance to hop to different hosts. And in general, make sure to isolate people who have respiratory problems or have symptoms of coronavirus, as you would want the least amount of contact with the infected and not infected. In conclusion, we should all practice these ways of being safe in these trying times. I shared with you some basics about how to keep yourself safe and the people around you safe using basic hygiene, ways that local businesses are limiting contact with workers and consumers, and even how to help your first responders stay as safe as possible. We owe a lot to our first responders, so let us continue to make the world a lot safer and practice basic concepts to keep the community as safe as possible. And we should do our best to listen to our peers as they are trying to help us through these trying times. So next time you go to the store to get groceries, please practice basic hygiene and keep everyone around you safe.